Starseeds, we're going to talk about divine purpose and soul contract, what it actually is, what it looks like, and how it materializes in your life and what life looks like after it. It's really important. I'm going to give you so many tools. This is going to be a whole soup of things. So I want you to get a pen and a paper, a journal and a pen. Sit down and really take this to heart. One of the biggest flaws that I'm seeing in starseeds right now is that they're not coming in true authenticity. We still have this, and it's okay. It's absolutely normal. You're going to go through this unknown ache to be important or to be seen or to be accepted, which alters how you navigate your awakening path and your connection to higher entities. So it's really important that we become authentic. Hence, get out a journal, get out a pen. I might trigger you, I might not. I don't know where you're at, but we're going to go through all of the tools on how to arrive at actual contract and what that looks like. So first I'm going to share my story and then how you're going to navigate this path. And I'm very, very, very curious and excited to see who has had this experience or where are you at or what resonates with you. So please, in the comments, share what resonates. If you hate my face, that's cool. Just go somewhere else. It doesn't matter. But the good stuff, I want to learn who I want to meet you, right? Like, let's connect energetically. So share where you're at with the story, what resonated. And if you've already had this experience, I'd love to hear the details. All right, here we go. So soul contract. I don't believe in soul. I think that humanity has this concept that religion brought into play, that soul is this like same form as the body, energetic piece that it comes in or out of the body. I don't believe in that at all. I can't comprehend it. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't even understand it. And I think it's just, again, another ploy to keep us feeling that there's a separation from humanness. I believe in consciousness, and I believe that consciousness exists within each one of your cells. If you look at the quantum world, light at the center of your cell. I teach this in my book, okay? If you go get it. But anyways, consciousness, isness. We are all the same consciousness. There is no soul energy. So I believe in divine contract. I believe that the universe, if we want to put it like this, has not separated itself, but pushed itself into a million fractions that is reflecting itself in all avenues, whether that's human to human, human to earth, earth to planet, human to galactic, galactic to galactic, all things. It's just this limitless web of beauty and connection. And so I believe in divine contract that comes through a form of intelligence, the human meat suit. So my experience, I was my late 30s. I can't remember the exact year. I'd have to go back on my calendar because my brain doesn't work like that. But I know it was my late 30s, right before I moved to Costa Rica. I had been doing a lot of inner work. You guys know I've shared my story 100 times over being born this way. So I'm a born psychic. It's in the lineage of the firstborn women of my family. Everyone in the family is psychic to some degree on the maternal side. But the firstborn female is the strongest, and it gets stronger and stronger every generation. We're all fucking starseeds, whether we talked about it or not. I am not connected to my family, so I never had the luxury of having that conversation with them, but I'm sure they talk about it. I don't know. And then, so born in my mom's womb, talking to my galactic self, my galactic guides, knowing fully why I was coming into this planet, having the intuition, having all my clairs, intensely psychic to a point where it's kind of a little overwhelming sometimes. And then I remember the birth canal and everything since. So I've always been doing a lot of work. I had a very challenging childhood and young adult years, a tremendous amount of abuse and abandonment and neglect that led to pretty traumatized human. So I've had to do the work, and I've always been focused on that journey, knowing that I would have a role in that for others. So doing all the work, come to my late 30s, mid-late 30s, and I was sitting in a meditation, being no thing, the form that I teach in my book, staring at the window, having this incredible connection to nothing and yet everything all at the same time. It was divine, and it's euphoric, and it's so incredible. So that happens, and then all of a sudden, so I'm sitting there, eyes open, just looking at the window and just in this energy. And then one of my galactic guides shows up and brings forward a contract, an actual scroll contract that unrolled, and it floated in front of me and then came in this golden feather pen. And in a split second, through telepathy, I was explained what was entitled in the contract, like what was there and what I was supposed to do with it and what would happen if I chose to sign it and if I chose not to sign it. And so I did. I signed it. And then it began. Fuck. You think being human is a wild ride? Wait till you sign this fucking contract. So everybody has the opportunity, especially star seeds, to come in and create beautiful transmutation on this planet. The only way that you're going to get the opportunity to have this contract presented to you is when you arrive at unity within yourself. You have to be the vibration of unity if you are going to support unity on this planet and any starseed. That is the whole reason why we're here. We're here to discover how truly powerful we are in the physical, and we are here to discover what unity is and how to bring that forward for all things involved. I talk a lot in my book about where the planet Earth is. We are the low vibrational, we're hanging on, we're holding everything back. So there wants to be union, there wants to be celebration, there wants to be connection to lift the vibration so that way everything else can move along with it. We're being a little stagnant, right? Because humans are stubborn and stupid. So when you discover unity within yourself, and this is where I want you to do the homework, first piece of unity is going to be between your ego and your soul, consciousness, isness, essence, whatever you want to call this, okay? The light. You have to bring unity between this and this inner compass that's happening. That means not shunning your ego. And that means not saying things like, oh, I think that's your ego talking. It's about accepting the ego. You are in a human experience, having a human experience with human emotions. There is no point in numbing out. There is no point in not experiencing being human. If you want to go live in a cave or monk out or do any of those things and avoid anger and frustration and sadness and depression, then sure, if that's your desired outcome, that's your desired reality, go do it up. That's amazing. It's not mine. I desire to be in the thick of it. I desire to be here being a beacon of love and acceptance and change for others. So I'm in the thick. I'm playing in this world, man. I'm not going to go hide from it. And with that comes your human experience. When you come to acceptance of, I love being angry. Anger is the biggest game-changing vibration for manifestation ever. What I will not do is take my anger and project it onto someone. I will never use my anger as blame or pointing my finger at something, someone for my emotion. It's my emotion. It's my experience. It's the human experience within this human. Same thing with depression and sadness and anxiety. They happen. They absolutely happen. I feel the energy of the collective. How is it not going to happen? But it's about not blaming, not judging it. It's coming to acceptance that this is an emotion that's moving through me, for me. So when I'm in deep sadness, I just go to Corey and I'm like, can you hold me? Can I have a hug? Can I have a forehead kiss? It's an opportunity for me to reconnect and receive. If I'm experiencing anxiousness, it's an opportunity for me to further understand how my mind is working to bring further union. We have to bring union between these two operating mechanisms. That's step one. Okay, that is practice. It is not judging it. It is hearing it, accepting it, acknowledging it as though it is either a frightened little bunny or a broken little child screaming in the schoolyard. What does it require in order to settle down? And love it, honor it, okay? We can go way deeper into that, but I'm going to take way too much time. So then let's jump into the next layer. So this is what I want you to write down. Union between your four bodies. You have a physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual body. There's homework for that in the book. The book, I'm pointing at it. It's on Amazon. You have to bring union between your four bodies. I went from a human who experienced a tremendous amount of physical abuse and body shaming from my mom. I was very underweight and I got bullied at school for being too skinny, for being, my legs were really tiny. My arms are super tiny. I was very underweight. And I got bullied for being too small at school. And then my mom bullied me for being quote unquote skinny fat. So she would pinch my thigh and point out cellulite and be like, see, you're fat, you're skinny fat, which just was a fuckaroo in my head. And so I went from excessive body dysmorphia, which led to excessive anxiety. And I remember when I got pregnant with my daughter, I went from 98 pounds, I'm 5'4", 98 is not okay. 98 pounds to like, I don't know, 150 or something. And I just thought my life was over. I couldn't leave the house. I couldn't be seen in public. I could never wear shorts. Like, that's ridiculous. It was a struggle. And I share that because the body dysmorphia was so outrageous that I wouldn't let myself be seen. I hid from the world. I shamed myself. It created an immense amount of depression. When I started focusing on my four bodies and were they in union, that is what healed my body dysmorphia fully. That is what healed the lack of love that I had for my physical body. That is what healed everything within me in layers and layers. And it doesn't happen overnight. It's not one meditation and ta-da, you're done. I truly think it's a life's work. And I think that's part one of your contract, your divine contract. Part one is consistent self-awareness. Self-awareness on where your four bodies at. Are they in union? So I want you to separate your four bodies. I want you to imagine them as their own bodies, okay? And you're going to learn them. You're going to learn your emotional body. That's a heavy one. That's your inner child. You're going to learn your mental body. You're going to learn your physical body. You're going to learn your emotional body, spiritual body. You're going to bring them into union. So you're going to let two of those bodies learn each other at once. And then you're going to bring in another body and then the fourth body. That takes time. And the default with the spiritual community is divine purpose has to happen right now. I'm manifesting it right now. And this is what it looks like. And I'm going to be an author and I'm going to be on stage and I'm going to change lives. It's like, calm your tits. No, you're not. Not yet. It's a journey. It's an absolute beautiful journey. It is consistent self-awareness in order to keep the vibration of unity within you. So it's really important. I am a whacked out, quirky goofball. I love all four of my bodies so much. And sometimes I allow my mental body to go play. I love to be wild. I love to have fun. I love to dance. I enjoy all the things of being human. And I also can bliss the fuck out and be lost in the ethers. And then I can be a blend of both of those things. I know all four of my bodies so beautifully. And sometimes one body needs to be front and center. It's honoring what's required within the human experience. So it's really important that you learn those and you come into unity. If you don't come into unity, you're not going to get contract. Now, contract, what is it? Contract is the devotion, we'll call it, the dedication to being the highest possible self-awareness, aka highest possible vibration, and understand that you have a role in how you impact others around you. And as you navigate that and you really get good at that, you start to impact more people and more people and more people and more people. I see all the time people on the cusp of divine contract in the spiritual community. My whole life I've seen it. I have probably worked with over 1 million students at this point because I've been doing it a really long time. And I watch people come in and they get into my inner circle and I love them and it's amazing. And then right before divine contract, you are tested to see where you're really at. And maybe it's a test from your future self. Maybe it's a test of your isness coming through the ego self. I don't know. Maybe it's a test. It's not your ascended guides because they don't exist. And it's not your ascended masters. It's you are connected. Those are other versions of you. So somewhere you're going to hit a speed bump. And in that speed bump, you are going to come to a fork in the road where you're going to continue and you're going to go down this path of dedicating your self-awareness to your vibration so that you can be the best possible things for others. Or you're going to veer. And in that veering, you're going to do one of two things. You're going to get highly distracted, or you're going to ache for your need to be special and that's going to take over and you're not even going to know it. And then you're going to be another bullshit, fucking falsified spiritual wannabe out there trying to change lives. I see it happen all of the time. That's harsh. I understand that that's harsh. That's just where I'm at right now within my human, okay? So the distraction piece, let's talk about that first. Our world, so conspiracy, whatever you want to label this, our world is a planet of survival, and we are here to be controlled, to be manipulated, to be held in the program of fear, survival, low vibration. In that comes an ache for love, for more money, for connection, for being popular. I don't know, like all of the things. And so we'll come to a distraction point where your gifts will shut down. And it's normal that your gifts do this, okay? They're never gone. They don't shut down. You just have a little pause in your experience. And that's very, very normal. That is the principle of rhythm. So you get this little pause. And then if you start saying things like, my gifts are gone, my gifts aren't working, I haven't had a good meditation in forever, and you start putting your focus on the lack, you're going to experience more lack and create more lack, and therefore lengthen the gap of things flowing for you. Whatever you put your focus on is what you are enhancing in your experience. So if you're focusing on your lack of finances, boom. If you're focusing on your lack of weight loss, boom, you're going to stay stagnant. Like we are so powerful, we don't even know. So when it comes to divine contract, when you get that distraction piece, you have an opportunity to prove to yourself how unbelievably powerful you are, because it's going to be required for the rest of your journey. And so you're going to come to these transition points where you're going to have to face yourself. You're going to truly have to face yourself. And are you going to choose the mind power? Are you going to choose the dedication of self-awareness? Or are you going to get distracted? And distraction can look like a new exciting partner coming in. I see it happen all the time. It can look like a new career endeavor that's really exciting and creative and amazing. It can look like heartbreak. It can look like lack of financial flow and you thinking you have to go get a second job, third job, whatever it be, or work harder, take overtime. It can look like disharmony in the family. It can look like disharmony in the body. It can look like anything that is the top very thing that wants to be healed within you. The thing that wants to be healed the most is going to be the distraction. And so you can choose to get distracted, or you can choose to come back to the awareness that it's something within you that desires to be healed. Are you going to receive? Because if you are blocking all of those things, then how do you receive divine contract? So it's really important to take that step back and pay attention to, am I distracted, or am I still dedicated to walking this path? Because it is not an easy path to walk. It is not. But if you want to arrive at the be all end all, do it. The other thing I see is this, the ache to be important. So this is the other. You're going to go in one of these directions if you don't do divine contract. The ache to be important. The ache to be important can look like a couple of different things. It can look like throwing yourself out there in attempts to be seen. You're going to get minor opportunities. So you really have to pay attention to this. You're going to get minor opportunities where you might get an interview, or you might get to co-facilitate something, or you might have someone be like, hey, I'd love to work with you. Like, do you take students? You might have this little opportunity, okay? And it's going to catch you, and it's going to be so good, and it's going to be so exciting. You're going to be like, fuck yeah, do it. Do it. 100% do it. Because what you need to do is pay attention to what happens next. So as you have the realization that this is available for you, you are going to have to pay attention to, am I regurgitating something that I've learned from someone else? Or am I teaching what I know to be true to me, to my experience? That's powerful. So this is how you know, okay? Have you attained the very thing that you're about to teach to the world? Have you attained it? I've had in my history of being in the seat that I'm in and having 2 global companies, I've had many people work for me, many. And my biggest joy in the world is celebrating someone's success and someone really doing incredible things in the world alongside me, not under me, not in my company, but alongside me. And I've had a lot of people do that, a lot actually, and it's been incredible. And I've had a few not. I've had a few betray me and try to take our students, or take everything that I've taught them and simply create content regurgitating everything that I've taught them. And that's not very many, but a few have done that. And they never make it. They never go anywhere. Or I have a few people who look at my seat and think it's so easy, so they're going to do it too. They don't understand that it's a constant look at self-evaluation, which is uncomfortable. And so as you move through divine contract, as you move through this piece of, am I doing it to be important, or am I actually being authentic? That's going to be the game changer. So you're going to have these little opportunities to discover, am I really being authentic with it? Or am I being like, am I just regurgitating information that I've read or that the spiritual community is talking about? I don't think that I'm explaining this the way I desire to explain it, but you can see it, right? So if you go to TikTok, you're going to see people flipping tarot cards really fast, and like so fast, and then giving these false promises. and how love's going to come and da 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 da. You're going to see people preach, heal your relationship with yourself and therefore have the relationship of your life, but yet they don't have the relationship of their life. Or you're going to hear people preach some form of spirituality telling you that you can arrive in a seat that's perfect. There's no such thing as perfect. It's stepping back and looking at, have they become what they're teaching? Have you become what you're teaching? And the highest possible vibration of this is going to be the most authentic version of you. So don't be poised. Don't be perfect. Don't be any of these things. Go into these little micro opportunities that are being presented to you and go balls to the walls authentic. Because if you don't go authentic, it's not going to turn into contract. If you go to it and you half-ass it and you are preaching something that you actually haven't attained, it's not going to go anywhere. But the more authentic you are, the sooner that contract's going to come to you. So you have to really self-check, am I doing this to be important? I did, guys. When I was like drowning in 4D, holy shit, I wanted this seat so bad. I wanted to help humans. I wanted to take them as far as I'd gotten. But the problem was I was so fixated on being seen because I hadn't healed that last little piece of like, am I safe to be seen? So instead of truly presenting who I was presenting some fluffy version of spirituality. And like, it was ridiculous. It was so ridiculous. I'm so extra, but I didn't know better, right? And this is the thing, we don't know better. When we know better, we do better. But I got trapped in it and I just wanted to be seen so bad. And so I was like, preach and spirituality and trying to change people's minds and all of the things, and it didn't flourish. It wasn't until I literally became in union with myself. And I remember having a conversation going into that meditation that I was talking about where I got the contract. I went into a conversation with myself and I was like, because I was in purpose, but not the way, it didn't feel like it was supposed to feel. And I felt trapped. We'll put it at that. And so I had a conversation with myself of like, you know what? Like, it's me. It's me. I'm going to be so dedicated to everything that goes on in my heart and my mind. I don't even care if it's purpose anymore. I just want to feel healed. I just want to feel as healed as I can possibly feel. And I really walked that path. And then in my meditation, the contract came through. So there's that piece. So you've got to make sure that you're not doing it to be important, that you're doing it authentically. And that's a sneaky bitch. You don't even know that one's sneaking in, but I guarantee you the majority of people are doing it to be important. And we all feel the ache to change. Every human on this planet feels the ache for change and feels a sense of purpose. So to trigger you just a tiny bit, you're not fucking special. Like, you're not. I have so many people, including myself in the past, be like, I know I was born for something. Like, I feel it. I know this is what I was meant to do. Like, I can feel it. I have these visions of me on a stage and being a published author and like, oh my God. And I had to really self-check there. I'm not important. I'm only you. I am only a reflection of the person sitting in front of me. That's it. And I have people thank me all the time for how I've helped them transform their lives. You did the work, not me. I'm just your reflection. I get a lot of love. And I am your reflection because you are so loving and amazing. You're not important. Nobody is more important than the other. Jesus wasn't more important than his followers. Buddha wasn't more important than his students. You're not important. And that's a hard pill to swallow because we want to be. And I'm not saying that to be harsh. It's the truth. You are one with everything. And there is no comparison. So it doesn't matter if you're having these crazy, amazing meditations or whatever. It doesn't matter. What matters is what you choose to do with it in the world, how you choose to share it. It would be the equivalent of being an incredible chef and having all of this amazing food, a whole buffet of deliciousness on a massive harvest table and being like, look at me. No, my theory is let me cook and feed. That's why I do these videos, right? And I don't, like, it's so interesting to me because I've gone through a lot over the last little bit and I love sharing content and I am a business. This is my full-time job. And I remember someone being like, you're giving away too much information. Well, quite a few people actually. You're giving away too much information, too much content. Like, how are you ever going to get students? And I'm like, I have a waiting list. It's fine. It's fine. And I have these amazing events right now, right? Like we've got the Starseed event on February 11th coming up. I think that one's mostly sold out, where we channel. It's so fucking good. And we do a healing meditation and an activation meditation. It's so fucking good. And then I have the Mystic Bundle that starts on Tuesdays in February, where it's like hashing out tools and amazing. So I'm just doing that stuff now. And I like creating this content because I am cooking and I have a massive table. I've got a lot of food, so I want to share it. And I want you to have that mentality, and I want you to really dive in with your journal. Am I really, truly in alignment with that? Or am I still aching to be seen, to be special, to hold all the food as mine, right? Really think about it. And I'm not saying that you are or you aren't, just self-evaluate. That's how you're going to get your contract. Now, when we get the contract, that's when things get crazy. Your divine contract, it does not come without challenge, just so you know, at all. Every minute of every day, it is about self-evaluation. And if you do not self-evaluate, you're going to go rogue and you're going to have challenges beyond what you think you're going to have. The only way, because I don't know how to put it, but this is how I feel it happens. I feel like on a consciousness level, an isness level, I came here knowing, okay, this is what I'm going to do. And I have to commit to this. And in order for me to commit to this, I can't have everything handed to me. I can't, because then I'm not in it with you. It can't be things handed over, because then I'm not in it with you. I have to be in it with you, and I have to be the one walking through that metaphoric jungle with a machete, trying to find the right way. And in finding the right way, I find what not to do as well. It comes with its own set of challenges. However, you feel unbelievably protected. I know I'm protected beyond measure. I know that whatever's required for me in my awareness will always present itself to me, because that is how we change our own reality. It is not about easy financial flow. It's not about easy anything. In fact, I think maybe it gets a little bit more challenging when we sign contract, because when we sign contract, we sign it for all involved. I signed my contract to walk this path for you, for me, for you, for all of us, for whoever found me. And so I chose to be the person to run through the jungle. It doesn't come with ease. We have everybody striving for this divine contract or soul purpose contract or whatever, because they think it's going to get easy. No, babe. You're an ambassador. You're an ambassador. And what would be the point of me going through my 40-something years on this planet and having everything handed over to me like a princess? It wouldn't be real. It's the same as anytime I've gone into a corporate company, I've started in bottom positions. I've been put in bottom positions to understand the entire company before I go into my actual position. So it's the same thing anywhere. If I don't know what the janitor is doing, how do I know what the CEO is doing? I need to know the culture of the company. I need to know everything. Same thing with being human. I need to know. And so here I am in it with you. We're in this together. This isn't about one person being better or having it worse or having it easier or any of that. We're all in it together. The only difference with divine contract is you know exactly where you're going, and you know that you can become unstoppable, and you know that you're protected, because if you go too far off course, you're going to get slammed. If I go too far off course, if I get distracted, or if I'm not following my path, everything, my finances, my relationships, my body, everything gets paused. Just have a look. And then in other times, things will get paused so that you're forced to embody the wisdom that's coming through. You're forced to go into a meditative state. That's what just happened to me. I was hella busy in 2024. Hella busy. Like, jeepers, man. And I got slammed in September, October, November, December, so that I would stop being busy and have the downloads and the expansion of the wisdom that just came through, which I'll be sharing in the next Galactic event. So we never know until hindsight what's happening. It's worth it, 100% divine contract. It looks like an actual contract from your guides. It looks like a pen, and it looks like you talking about what it looks like before you step into it. You know what you're walking into, and then you are devoted to it. You are dedicated to it. You've signed a contract. This is what I will do. I will be self-aware. And that is the biggest thing. So if you want a hyper-speed divine purpose or divine contract, self-awareness is the key every single day. What's going on with me? Are my four bodies united? Is my ego and my consciousness united? Am I listening to my inner compass, or am I off in la la land? And that doesn't mean that you can't go play. Like, let me tell you, I play on a Saturday. Like, you still have all of the things. But in that, the commitment to your journey is the commitment to the wisdom required for your journey. So all of that wisdom keeps coming through you as well. So the more dedicated you are to self, the more dedicated the wisdom is to coming through you, with you, for your students. Cooking more food for that table, right? It's incredible. It's amazing. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows by any means, right? There's so many misconceptions out there. So there's that piece. With the planetary alignment on the 25th, this is an opportunity for you to become hyper self-aware. We're going to see so much bullshit out there on this is divine purpose and this is this and this. It's no, fuck no. It is a magnifying glass for self-awareness. The energy is going to be wild. It's going to be intense. It's going to purge you. We're going to see people be angry, be upset, be nauseated, have ascension symptoms, be exhausted, be complaining, be boo, hoo, aroo. Like, it's going to be something. And it's your opportunity to become hyper self-aware. Hyper self-aware. So the days leading in, the days afterwards, but predominantly the 25th, what wants to be changed? What wants to be transmuted? Where are you at? What blockages are you holding on to? What mind stories are you holding on to? I taught this incredible program in February. It was so calm and loving and amazing. And oh, fuck man, it was so good. And it was all about rewriting the programming, and it forever changed me teaching it. And it was all the tools on how I got here in my badass energy. But I'm revamping it a little bit, and I might offer it in February. It might be March, I'm not sure yet. Revamped a tiny bit. So stay tuned in the newsletter for that coming out, because it will propel you the same way that the 25th is going to propel you. So the 25th is about really evaluating your programming, how you've been programmed. And I don't mean mind programming, I mean the water in your body programmed. What stories, what limitations are you holding on to? So get really clear on the 25th. Set yourself up for a few hours of self-discovery and reflection, and then fucking move through, because January has been wild. February is just going to keep escalating. We're going to see so many things happen with disclosure. But I'm looking at the time and realizing that I've been talking a long time and long content. Nobody wants to listen to me for an hour, so I'm going to stop. All right, join me live on YouTube on Thursdays at 2 p.m. Eastern time. Like, subscribe, help a girl out. Let's find our fellow star seeds. I know many of you love me as much as I love you, and I feel you. I see you in my meditations. It would mean the world to me to like and subscribe and share and help me get out there a little bit more. All right, that's all. Love you madly, and I'll catch you next time. Bye, guys.